Today we're in beautiful Litchfield County in the downtown historic district of Torrington. Welcome to Geppetto.
Hello, welcome to Geppetto.
Thank you.
Here, take a look at our menu.
Beautiful menu.
Let me introduce you to my son, Federico, the chef.
Hi, Alika.
Hi, Federico. What delicious Italian delight are you making for us today?
Today we're gonna make bucatini alla matriciana. It's a classic Roman dish. Let's do it. So we're gonna start heating up the pan a little bit, and we're gonna add our guanciale. Guanciale is a cured meat made out of pig jowl.
What I noticed that was interesting is you didn't put any oil in the pan to begin with. How come?
The guanciale already has quite a bit of fat that's gonna render as it cooks, so it'll end up crisping up and frying in its own fat instead of oil. It's a very simple dish, not a lot of ingredients, but they're all very high quality, so the flavors come through.
So what are you adding now? Is that water?
Yeah, so I'm just putting a smidge of water into the guanciale as it fries. It'll stop it from burning so hard, and then the guanciale will become a little bit more crispy.
And you're leaving the fat in the pan.
You know, without leaving this in there, that, you know, the texture is gonna get kind of soft. You're gonna lose that nice crisp. So I'm gonna add this tomato right here. And add a good pinch of black pepper and a little pinch of salt as well. And we'll cook it at a nice low heat.
Now you're tossing the pasta?
Tossing, adding a little bit of pecorino cheese, and we're ready to plate.
Nice.
I'm gonna add a little bit of my pecorino fonduta. This is the only time that we differ a little bit from the traditional recipe. And then we'll finish off with our beautiful guanciale.
Here at Geppetto Osteria, we pride ourselves in doing everything in-house. Fresh bread, fresh pasta, all the desserts, all the crusts. These are some of the breads we serve at Geppetto and also serve to the public. Classic sourdough, sometimes with cinnamon raisin on Sundays or olives. French baguettes, demi-baguettes, and the Italian filone peasant bread, which is the classic. What I'm doing now is a final kneading for this Italian peasant bread. And now I'm going to just let it sit for about half an hour. So now I'm gonna start on my baguette. This is a pre-ferment started last night, and you measure out your water. And then I add my pre-ferment, and then I'm gonna scale out the flour, and finally a boost of yeast. We'll come back to this in about 10 minutes. Those are the cinnamon raisin walnut. No sugar added. Do my decorative scoring first with very, very small cuts. Then I'm going to do the long score with the curved lamb. And there we go. I recently got a micro bakery oven. This has been a major contribution to the Geppetto kitchen.
And what's your perspective?
Geppetto's has become my favorite restaurant in the area. The reasons for that is the charm, the experience. Every time you come here, there's a great buzz.
Such a warm and homely environment to come into, and that really stands out from other restaurants that we've ever been to.
Michelle and Carlo are wonderful, the staff, and the food is great.
Our favorite thing to do is to come in and sit at the bar, have a craft cocktail. They make a mean old-fashioned.
Every time I think about a place to go, I think of here. When I think of a couple of meals that I just need to have, I come here.
Thank you for taking the time to talk with us today, Michelle. You and your husband, Carlo, opened Geppetto's here in Torrington. Tell us about that.
We moved up here 13 years ago to raise our children to nearby New Hartford. And meanwhile, we still were managing our restaurant in Brooklyn, Geppetto Osteria. We wanted to make you feel like you're stepping into a countryside restaurant in Tuscany or wherever. And so that's what we set to do with wood, with masonry, with copper, with lots of European urns. And it's very rustic and homey, and you get a one-day vacation into the European countryside.
And you're right next to the Warner Theater. Do you get patrons from the Warner Theater?
The Warner is a draw. There's all kinds of great things happening at the Warner now. A very interesting show happened about a month ago where an Italian pop star came on a Sunday night. It was a group. They're called Il Poo. Italians from all across the country came to Torrington.
You just started live music. Tell us about that.
Starting for every third Sunday of the month, we have Brian Duford, who's a composer and a classical guitarist. He's going to be coming in and playing Renaissance folk music on guitar. So it's going to be very interesting.
And speaking of, what about the dishes?
To start off with, we have carciofa alla romana, which is a Roman-style braised artichoke heart stuffed with mint and parsley and garlic. And we also serve a beautiful prime ribeye, and then we use a Umbrian truffle butter. The steak is extremely tender. It's really good and it's somewhat shareable. We also have agnolotti, which is like a ravioli, looks like little pillows, and it's with slow braised veal and leeks. And then it's served with a fonduta of toma piemontese and parmigiano reggiano. And then we also have a tagliatelle al ragù, which is a typical meat sauce. So this is a bonnet from Piemonte. It's a beautiful dessert with a crunchy amaretto base, a silky smooth chocolate flan. It's a delicious dessert, very, very popular here at Geppetto.
So whether you're in the mood for romance or just a night full of good food, Geppetto's is the place to be.
Thank you.
Thank you. You don't need to travel all the way to Italy to experience its culture, food, and ambiance. All you need to do is come right here to Torrington. That's my perspective. Hey, New England, what's your perspective? Geppetto in Torrington.